on this episode of the Fiasco Camp Family Redemption.
What bothers you?
That she didn't really need. I never could calculate in my head why she didn't raise us. Why were we taken from her?
There is a problem going on, that we aren't as close as we used to be, and that we need to be closer.
Twin girls after us. So her anger that she used to express was, how come she couldn't take care of us two and the three boys, but then she could take care of them two and the three boys?
So the reason why I want to get my family back on track is because we used to be so close. And the issue that I have is, okay, everybody knows, okay, I live in New York City right now. And the bulk of my siblings are in Savannah, Georgia. My sister, Ashley, is in Texas. So besides us two, everybody else is in Georgia, and they don't have the close relationship. They act like how they operate down there is like everybody's in separate states. And I don't understand.
Are you Pastor Shepherd?
Fine, Carlos. How are you?
Well, I am truly blessed. I am doing very well. As you know, I am on this journey to getting my family together and getting what has been holding me back is the things that they've been going through. So I'm trying to, break away or shed some of that dead weight to them to try to push the process of healing on. There is a problem going on, that we aren't as close as we used to be, and that we need to be closer, because at the end of the day, even as we're getting older, we still only have each other as far as a family. So I feel like we need to take that and we need to get closer.
As far as you all being as close as you were, remember, you all have grown up. You've grown up, you've experienced different things, you've gone in different directions, okay? So it's not going to be the same niche all the time as what you had before. Again, because you've grown up, because you've experienced some other things.
Right.
Okay? The key to it, like I was telling Brandon, I think one of the things that you all have to recognize is that you've got to take care of yourselves individually first. And sometimes taking care of yourself individually means that you can't see about the other one. That's not selfish now. But the truth of the matter is, if you don't see about yourself, you won't be in a position to see about anybody else. So that's why you have to take care of yourself. The old adage about self-preservation being the first law of nature is true. It's true, even from a biblical standpoint. I mean, for me to be here as the pastor of this church, my house got to be in order first. My house is not in order. I can't handle God's house.
Right.
When you were younger, when you all were in the house together, you all were all you had, period. Many times that's all you had, okay? And so now you're at a point, though, where you're experiencing things, it's different. Take, for instance, the things that you've done, places you've been, the traveling that you've done, okay? That's because you've stepped out and you've had some doors open up for you. Now, you can't refuse to go into doors for the sake of staying with the family.
Right.
You got to explain it. So they're going to have to find their direction. And when they find their direction, they're going to have to fly in that direction the same way you have flown in your direction. And until everybody recognizes that, You know, I mean, yeah, I know there's still some things internally that you guys gotta get past.
Yeah.
It's kind of like this. Some things you are going to have to put on the table. Openly discuss it, put it on the table. And when you put it on the table, you have to leave it there and move forward from that.
Okay, so my one-on-one with Pastor Shepherd today was interesting. Basically, he just let me know that I need to keep pushing my family. Like, we set goals in this, and I need to keep pushing until those goals are realized. So, I mean, counseling sessions are going very, very well.
So what's going on with you ladies?
Okay, so we was having this talk, me and the family, about my mom's past. And it's just some things that happened to her when she was younger that I don't understand. And I feel like those things that happened to her affected her to where it affected out of her to her kids. Like, it only affected me for a few years with her, but I feel like it affected us, even though we were in a whole other state. It still affected us because we weren't under her anymore. So, and then the way she might have treated the ones that stayed with her, our sisters and brothers that stayed with her, is, I just have a lot of questions about that, and I don't know how to. Every time I think about it, it makes me upset. Like, I get real mad. It's like a channeled anger on that subject.
Have you ever tried to talk to your mom about it?
Yesterday, that's my first time ever expressing myself about how I feel about it. After hearing all those things about it, because I wasn't here to witness it like my other brothers and sisters, they were here to experience it. I wasn't, you know, I was actually really young. When I think about it, I didn't really realize that I was adopted until I was like, when you tell me, you called me, remember you snuck in the back room and I was in third grade, so yeah, that was the first. So it was a long time ago. I was maybe like 8 when I realized that I was adopted. And it was a shocking. I was like, ain't no way I'm adopted that lady. I look like that lady. You know what I mean?
You do. You do
Bernice?
look like that lady.
I don't look like Bernice.
Okay, anyway, moving on. How do you feel now, though? About, you said you found out that you were adopted.
I mean, I don't have as much problem with it as I did then.
Okay.
I mean, I want to say a couple of years ago, I don't have much problem with it now because I've actually talked to people close to me about it and it kind of calmed me down. Now, if you asked me the same question maybe like 3 years ago, I would have been like, I hate it. It really bothered me. It doesn't bother me that much now.
What bothered you?
That she didn't raise me. I never could calculate in my head why she didn't raise us. Why were we taken from her? She had a problem with when she realized that mom had twin girls after us. So her anger that she used to express was, how come she couldn't take care of us 2 and the 3 boys, but then she could take care of them 2 and the 3 boys? You know? It was a question that I asked her. I was like, and that domino affected our relationship as siblings because of that for a long, long time. Like, we're just starting to.
So, let me get this right. So the 2 of you were kind of apart from your younger siblings.
Yeah.
Okay, not just in age, but because of this situation, kind of a barrier between you.
Mm-hmm. It was definitely one between me and the rest of my siblings. Not so much the brothers, my 3 brothers. It was always mostly directed towards the sisters because they weren't there. They weren't here. They weren't born yet when we was living with Bernice. It's after we moved out and left, and I found out they were around. I just didn't understand how you gonna have 2 more girls when you already had 2 girls in the world already that you're not taking care of. So I didn't register it. It just didn't make no sense to me. I don't know if I didn't want it to.
Now you said you just talked to your mom yesterday about some of what you're dealing with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why did you wait so long?
A lot of it was her not wanting to talk about it. There's a lot of things that I wanted to address with her that she didn't want to talk about it because I always came at her defensive. I'm very defensive. It's just in me to be. I have a presence about me that's defensive. Like, I'm on the defense all the time. No, I feel like when they did that, and when I left the service, I came here. And when she finally came, I feel like she put her guards up with everybody because they separated us, and then she sees that I have other siblings and that I had already grown a relationship with them. But that I was trying to say I still love her. That hasn't changed. I'm still there 100%. but I was able to spread myself a little bit
Right.
between all my sisters and
But
my
remember
brothers.
now, but remember, you were all actually.
Yeah. And then that's the same thing I be trying to tell my other sisters. You know, like this, she's all I had.
Yeah.
You know.
See, but because she stayed in the service and you got out. Now, had you not come back to Savannah, then the situation would be what it is now. But because you came back to Savannah and you reconnected with them, then you all began to spend time together, you began to talk and whatnot. And so Ashley is still, for lack of a better way to put it, kind of in the cold, so to speak. So Ashley is still kind of far removed. So it's more difficult for Ashley to come into the fold now because of the fact that she was physically removed. And whereas you were back here in Savannah, and you gotta understand how Ashley feels.
I do.
Your sister loved you, but to a certain extent, you kind of left her. Okay, you kind of left her.
Honesty.
Yeah, you kind of left her. And not that you did it with wrong intention, but that's what happened. So, but the bridging of the gap, believe it or not, is you. The bridging is you. So, you all are going to have to be more patient with Ashley because it's going to take a little more time to deal with the situation. But at the same point in time, everybody got to be straight up and put the cards on the table.
Yeah.
That's the only way that you won't get through this. Okay?
You feel like I left you? I don't want to talk about it.
I got some tissue if you need it. Yeah. But Ashley had to be strong. Because she was by herself. And that's not a good way to be. Okay? Yes. There's no doubt that you guys love each other. But you have to deal with this thing from very position, and it's just not easy. Anything else?
No.
That's enough to start, right?
Yeah.
Let me begin by saying, first of all, I want to thank all of you for coming and allowing me the opportunity to talk. And one thing I noticed when I was talking to you individually is how open and honest you all were with me. And I applaud Ashley because this is the first time Ashley ever met me. So for her to feel comfortable enough to be open, that says a lot. And I'm glad that happened because one thing, you all know me, I don't point fingers and I don't judge folk, whatever the case is. Listen, we all got issues. But I'm gonna tell you something. This family, if you all can get back together, you need to be honest with each other. You need to be honest. There are two things that I think are most important and will help you to start to move forward. Number one, you all are gonna have to communicate with the cards on the table. Each of you has some issues and things that you're dealing with, but if you don't open up and put it out there, don't assume that, well, you know what the problem is. No, you gotta put it out there. Okay, you gotta put it out there. And the second thing is, when it's out there, if it's, for instance, if Brandon is talking about something, Bernie, and it affects you, you can't get mad with Brandon for being honest. You have to let him put the cards on the table, okay? If he asks you questions, if he has concerns, you gotta answer those. But when you answer it, be honest. Now, recognize you're gonna hurt, because when you find out the reason why certain things happen, it's not always gonna be something that's nice. It's not gonna be a bed of roses. It's not gonna be a cup of strawberries. Some of the things are going to hurt, but you're hurting now. And you can't heal until you begin to be honest. Now, I've seen this family go through a lot of things, but what I've seen, as I said earlier, I can't remember what was talking about, but what I've seen is just the tip of the iceberg. Just the tip. You all know from day to day the things that you experienced, the things that you felt, And so now is the time that you gotta fix this. You gotta mend it. Let me tell you why it's so important. For years, my brother and I, I'm talking about my natural brother, we didn't get along. After our parents died, I mean, we stopped communicating. About a little over 4 years ago, we buried that hatchet. I went to him, I said, look, we gotta put this on the table. We all we got. Because it was just the two of us. We all we got. So he said some things, because he went first. He's the oldest, and you go first. He put some things on the table, and there were some things that I didn't agree with. There were some things I didn't like. Some things I didn't even understand where you coming from with that. But I didn't interrupt him, didn't stop him, let him put it on the table. And it was my turn. So I did the same thing, put things on the table. And I'm sure he didn't agree with everything I said. He didn't like everything I said. But the point of the matter is we had enough respect for each other to go ahead and say what needed to be said, let it out there. And I said to him, we're going to leave it here on this table. And we did that. And we began to mend what was a broken relationship between two brothers. And we don't have anybody else. Just the two of us. Okay? This past Christmas, I lost my brother. But my excitement, don't get me wrong now, I'm not so much excited because he's gone now. But my excitement was that we had fixed this thing well before he passed. Because we never know when we're going to die. We don't know that. And one thing you don't want to do is take things to the grave. After a person's dead, you can't do anything to fix it. But you all have an opportunity now to fix it. But as I said, you've got to be honest. And when a question is asked of you, listen, don't try to beat around the question. Answer the question. Even if what your answer is going to be hurtful, let the individual hurt for that moment and help them to get past it. You've got to be honest with each other.
For more info on this episode, log on to thefiascocamp.com.